Hello everyone and welcome back to another the1EyedGamer, and with me today is my continued friend and fellow YouTuber, Dragon Man. Say hello to the people, Mike.
I am here as well. How are you folks doing?
Good. I'm glad that's how we start this off. Alright, this video is going to be us discussing E3. Not the press conferences. I mean, we might bring it up, but we might just run over them real quickly. But we're just going to talk about E3 2018 in general, our impressions, what we thought of the games at the show, the announcements, and all that stuff.
Indeed. Do you want to go through the progression of E3 and just give our notes on it? Or
Yeah.
Alrighty. It started off with EA. I missed EA, and I was glad I missed EA. Because
I watched EA. It was very disappointing. They announced only 2 new games. One was the Star Wars game called Fall of the Jedi or something.
I'm not exactly sure what it's called. I just know it's a Star Wars game, and the guy behind it gave us the perfect understanding of how we all felt at EA's conference. He just looked like he's like, please just move on to something else.
Yeah, he looked like he was just like, please, just end this so we can go see a better press conference. But it wasn't good because they didn't show off anything for that Star Wars game at all. He just talked about it, and then they showed off a new Command & Conquer game, which was a smartphone game, which I think is going to piss off a lot of longtime Command & Conquer fans.
Showed off a little bit of Anthem, which they didn't really even do a good job of that.
No.
Nobody was hyped about it or cared.
Yeah, no one at the EA press conference looked like they were, like, happy there.
I mean, I think a lot of people had the prediction, and I think it's 100% true. It was just sports, something else, sports. And, I mean, that's exactly what EA was. It was just sports, and then here's Anthem and some other stuff.
Yep, and then next we move on. I guess we'll go to
Microsoft would be next. Yep.
Microsoft blew it out of the water after that debacle that was EA. I'd say they were above average. I really liked the show. They came out with a lot of games.
Yeah.
They had quantity over quality only because they didn't really spend a lot of time on any specific game, but they showed off a lot of games.
They showed off a lot of games, and they didn't really show off a lot of their own games. I think that was my...
No, yeah, you're right.
I think that's my biggest issue with them, and that's why I say it's above average, because, yeah, there was a lot of games, but I think it was like, 18 first party, or not even first party, but Xbox exclusives.
Exclusives, yes, and then there were 15 world reveals, and they only talked, I think, about 3 big franchises: Halo, Gears, and Forza Horizon.
Yeah, they spent more time on Forza Horizon. They didn't really spend that much time on Gears, and they just gave you like a quick trailer of Halo. Overall, I think Microsoft did good because it really set off, I think, in...
Yeah, they revealed Devil May Cry 5, which none of us were expecting to show up at the Microsoft press event. We were expecting that to be a Sony one.
They showed off Kingdom Hearts.
Yes, they showed off a trailer for Kingdom Hearts.
They showed off Fallout 76.
Yes, they showed Fallout. They also showed Jump Forces, which is essentially the spiritual successor to Jump V-Star Victory, or...
Yeah. I'm trying to think of what else.
Nothing else worth mentioning. Oh, Ori and the Blind Forest sequel, whatever it's called.
That was really beautiful.
That looked really beautiful. It almost made me want to pick up an Xbox One.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't have much that I think made people want to pick up Xboxes. I think they would have been better off with a smaller roster of games, maybe like 40, maybe even just 30 games, where it was 18 of their own and 12 of, the other, or 22 of the other. But I
agree, but after EA's debacle of a press conference, Microsoft set a good tone.
Microsoft was the true start of E3, I would say.
And then we moved on to Bethesda, and I only watched some of it, but I was mostly playing like Final Fantasy IX in the background, so my friend Dragon Man and our other friend Bob, they pretty much got to watch the conference and fill me in. And you were not that hyped about it.
I was really angry about it. I argued that it was equal to EA. The only thing that really saved them was they gave a teaser for The Elder Scrolls 6. Thoughts of it later, I'm kind of upset by it because I don't like the possible location for it. They got that new game, which they didn't show much, which I would love to have seen a little bit more.
I don't remember its name.
Starfield.
Yes, that's Starfield. And they also talked about the new Doom, which was Doom
Eternal, which I was like, that looks actually really fun. I can't wait to play it. They also had, Wolfenstein Young Blood, which I was like, yeah, no thanks.
They also showed off Rage 2, and they had one of our favorite musicians,
Andrew WK,
playing one of our favorite songs, Get Ready to Die.
But beyond that, I mean, there really wasn't much for Bethesda.
No, there wasn't that much hype, and I only chimed in once in a while, and I know you weren't too happy about Fallout 76 because it's online multiplayer now.
Yeah, it's all online multiplayer. And they did this thing where they kind of like bait and switch because a lot of people are like, oh, it's online, but it also has a single player. And I was like, no, that is not what he said. What he said was, it'll have a single player feel, but it is a multiplayer game. It is always online. It's always multiplayer. So
yes, needless to say, my friend Dragonman over here was not too happy about it.
I like single player games. Sorry, guys.
So do I. But it's okay because then we move on to Square Enix, where I had my Bethesda moment, and he didn't watch the Square Enix press conference. I did.
Oh, no, I watched it.
Oh, you did?
I watched it with you.
Oh, yeah, that's right, because you heard
Keith
me.
Davis was the best part of that entire conference.
He was the best part of that entire conference. But mostly from Square, we got literally what we were expecting and nothing we wanted. Like, Just Cause 4 got announced. That's great that was announced. It's not a game I'm personally hyped for, but I'm glad it's coming out for people. We got a new Kingdom Hearts trailer. That was like an extension of the Xbox trailer. Then we got a trailer for Dragon Quest 11. That's coming out this fall with English dubbing. We also got Tomb Raider.
Yeah, I was going to say, we got an extended demo of Shadow of the Tomb Raider, which seemed... I'll be honest, I haven't played the Tomb Raider games, but that actually kind of made me go, I'd like to play that. That looked really good.
Yeah, Laura looked like she took some stuff from the Predator, being able to camouflage. Like, it was
able
good.
To camouflage, able to hide in the roughage.
I couldn't even see her when she was camouflaged, too.
Yeah, I think that that's a really good step in the stealth type of games.
And then moving on from that, they Square announced 2 new games that we didn't know about. They announced first Babylon's Fall, which is being developed by Platinum Games, and I'm going to say you think it's going to be like a Souls-esque game, like their version of a Souls game.
I think so, because of the way it all looks and kind of the aesthetic and things like that.
I think it's going to probably be more along the lines of maybe Soul mixed with like Bayonetta and Nier. Like it's going to be their version of how they do a Souls game.
A faster paced Souls game.
That's what I think, but all we got from it, guys, was a trailer, which was confusing me for the longest time because I thought it was like tactics.
Yeah.
And then the next game they talked about, which was the weirdest reveal trailer I think at E3, was Quiet Man, because it was live action and then it went to gameplay, and via the live action gameplay, all we could figure out is that the main character is deaf.
Possibly.
Yeah. You're right. It's not even like points to his ear in the trailer, and then the gang members
fall down,
or he beats them up, but they all like start coming to him. But we don't know anything else about that game because obviously.
Come on, Elijah Wood was there.
Oh. But that was Square Enix. Probably give it the same score I would give Bethesda for You. Maybe just a little bit.
I think it was below expectations.
Yes, it was below expectations because unfortunately I wanted something with Final Fantasy VII Remake or Final Fantasy VIII being ported to the PlayStation 4, but I should have had more realistic expectations.
Then what is it? Ubisoft?
Yes, Ubisoft was
always Ubisoft.
That opening for Just Dance with the panda and all the other dancers, and that went on for I think way too long for Just Dance. Like how long was that? Like over 5 minutes?
Yes, it was a 5-minute opening if I remember correctly.
Yes,
because
I
called it out.
Yep, and it actually had no gameplay whatsoever for Just Dance. It just said Just Dance 2019.
I think it's because everybody knows how Just Dance is gonna play regardless, so they don't really need to.
Let's see what else. They also talked about a new game that's gonna have Star Fox in it. I forget what that's called.
Star something.
Yeah, it was. I don't remember that either.
It's about building spaceships, and that's why they put Star Fox in there.
They also showed off Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which, from what we know, is you can be either a male or female through the entire game, but it's also heavily hinted that the male or female, if you don't pick, will be in that universe and probably a love interest.
Yeah.
That's what people were talking about online. They also showed off Beyond Good and Evil 2 with a CG trailer that I'm gonna admit looked really damn good. Like I'm talking like if that was a movie trailer, that would have got me hyped to watch a movie.
It's really great. I think I echo a lot of people in the audience where they were like, "What? Jade evil now? What? No!"
Yeah, I didn't see that coming. And then to make it more interesting, we did get to see actual gameplay of the game, which I was not expecting Ubisoft to show off. I don't know what the right word is when they came onto stage and said that they wanted the community to give them art, character things, music.
I think it's a combination of two things. It's really nice because it's like, okay, they want the fans in there. But I took it in the exact opposite direction. I took it as, oh, you're so lazy that you don't even want to do the simplest of work. It depends on how you feel. If you're a creative type, I guess this is a great thing because you can get yourself out there.
Yeah.
But if you're not, you're kind of just like, you're going to try to sell us an incomplete game? WTF?
I believe that was it for Ubisoft because I don't remember anything anything else major.
Nope.
The what?
Expansion for For Honor.
Yes,
because
you're
they
right.
added Guan Yu and Zhou Tai to the game.
That's right, the expansion for that. That looks really cool, except I'm surprised there's still a community. I heard that the online wasn't as big after launch. Like, I heard a lot of people...
It kind of petered off, but it does have a dedicated fan base to it.
Is it esports related, or...
I think there is a... It's not a big esports thing, but there are people who do it as esports because it's like a fighting game. It's a complicated game to deal with. It's like taking a fighting game and smashing it with Call of Duty.
Yeah, and also to add to that, with the expansion, you also get a new mode, Siege, I think they said, which I thought would have been in the game day one because it sounds interesting. And
I think they suggested they even mentioned, they were like, well, we wanted to put it in, but I think there was technical points to it that they had to work on and fix. And
yeah, and then after that for Ubisoft, we go to Sony. And Sony, because of Ubisoft and Square Enix's combined lackluster, I was kind of already willing to write Sony off when we started off with The Last of Us. And then they showed you in that like little, was it a church or was it like
they had a tent outside and they showed off The Last of Us trailer.
Which I will admit, I'm not a big fan of The Last of Us, but I will say this, that game looked frickin' gorgeous.
It did look gorgeous. I don't know how to feel about that game.
I'm not going to pick it up because I didn't play the first one, but apparently I did hear that world sales for The Last of Us has peaked over 17 million.
Yeah, 17 million copies sold.
So that's interesting. Like I said, I'm not personally going to pick up Last of Us 2 because I'm not interested in the game. It did look amazing.
It did look amazing. I think it's a little overrated, but you know.
And then we went to the transition period where and this was my thought process. I thought that for every one of the 4 games they were going to talk about, they were going to move to a different venue, and then we were going to get stuff in between. So I was pretty fuming.
That was great listening to Jay freak out the entire time. What are we... Oh, is this how we're going to do this? Is this what we're doing? I'm like, I guess maybe they're just trying something new. No, I don't like new things. I want the old.
It's like all gamers, man. We want new, but we want old.
Yeah.
But I was pleasantly surprised because then they did a reveal trailer. I'm sorry, not a reveal trailer, but they did...
revealed gameplay of
Ghost of Tsushima, and it looked freaking amazing. I dare say it looked better than The Last of Us, only because...
Oh, it definitely did.
The world looks so interesting, and I don't like open world games. Like, I find them boring, but the way you could call the horse, the way the field of grain all that looked, even the forest, like, it just looked amazing. The combat looked realistic, and they brought in real kendo masters to mocap it, so it's going to be authentic, and they're still fine-tuning it, they said, like, everything.
Yeah,
and then the final part of the trailer was amazing when it was the duel between your character and your ally NPC, and it just looked stunning. It was like I was watching an interactive painting, because that's how good it looked.
Yeah, I actually saw a gentleman on the YouTubes who actually did an analysis of, and I think rose some valid points. It's a guy by the name of the Metatron. He does historical analyses, and he was talking about the game, and he said, graphically it looks beautiful. He doesn't know if the PlayStation Pro will be able to hold it. That was kind of, he's like, but if it can, that'll be great. He said the gameplay wise, he's hoping, because we didn't see this in the gameplay trailer, we didn't see stance changes.
No, we didn't.
The guy had one stance the whole time, and
it looked like his ally had like dual stances because she was at a high stance once, then like at a medium stance.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just like they said, it's still in development, so maybe they just
I think that's what it is. I think they didn't get the chance. They just wanted to make it simple and easy for everybody to understand.
And then after that, we got a new trailer for Kingdom Hearts 3, which was a lot better than the other 2 trailers we got.
I have to ask, Square, why exactly did you give the best trailer to a game everybody wants to watch to Sony? I personally, if I was running it, I would give the best trailer to myself, and I would give the other trailer to Sony.
Yeah, I would do that too, but maybe Sony pushed harder. Maybe they wanted...
Maybe they got some deal out of it or something. But
after that, we also got a look at Spider-Man.
But before that, we got Resident Evil 2.
Yes, you're right.
Remastered,
we did get that, and
announced.
that was true. That also looked amazing, and it's been confirmed that also is running in the RE7 engine.
Going to be a great game.
And we also got a release date at the same time too.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be picking that up. And then, yeah, Spider-Man.
And then Spider-Man looked amazing too.
I can't wait. Amazon, I really wish you would let me pre-order a physical copy of the game instead of a digital one.
Yeah. After that, then we got to the game we weren't looking forward to at all, and that was Death Stranding. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't want this to be too long of a tirade, but that gameplay reveal showed nothing. Like, absolutely nothing. All it told me was that Sean Bean 2.0 isn't a walking simulator. That's all I got from it.
Yeah, I don't understand Death Stranding. I'm sure there's going to be, like, the cult of Kojima who are going to come out and be like, no, you don't understand. It's a beautiful and amazing game, and it's so It's Hideo Kojima just going, how can I blow a lot of money and get my actors to do really crazy things?
I mean, he succeeded at it.
Yeah.
And then that kind of ended out the PlayStation press conference, which was a great way to end out. And then we saw the Nintendo press conference, or at least I did. And I was thoroughly entertained by it. Finally got to see the new Fire Emblem. It's called Three Houses. It looks like it's going to be taking inspiration, like, maybe in a Game of Thrones-esque. That's what people are thinking.
Well, yeah, because they said there's 3 powerful houses, and you have to deal with them, and...
We don't know much, but the gameplay looked good. It was interesting. Now, the units you have are no longer just their units. You got actual soldiers around them, so it makes it feel like it's an actual battlefield. Yeah. The graphics could look better. I kind of hope they get more polished because we got until spring, and I'm hoping that was like just a very early build of the game. To me, it looked like early PlayStation 3 graphics, so I know the Switch can do better than that, and this is a first-party title.
Yeah, so they're probably going to work on it.
Yeah, we also got another game. It was like a mech game. I think it was Daemon X Machina, and that's being done by Marvelous, which I thought was interesting. It's also being created by the guy that does Armored Core, so that's why it looks a lot like Armored Core. That I think is a Switch exclusive. Then we got to talk about Pokemon Go, Eevee, and Pikachu, and that's just literally a way to bring the Pokemon Go guys into probably a full Pokemon game.
Yeah, I think they promised Niantic, whatever the name of the company is that makes Pokemon Go, I believe they promised them that they would give them a full game to actually play, or a game they could work on. And so they just gave them, hey, here's the first game redone in Switch, and you can do all the stuff you did in Pokemon Go in here.
And then they talked about the last part of the DLC for Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which takes place on, I think, Tauren, which is the one continent that the main bad guy in the game is from. So it's set 500 years before the start of the game, and it looks like it's got brand new mechanics, so that's interesting. They're selling it to you also as a separate package, I think for $39.99. I don't know how much the season pass is, but it sounds like it's cheaper to get via season pass. That looked interesting. Then we got what everyone really wanted, and that was the Smash reveal, and it's called Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and it really is ultimate. Like, they have every character that's ever been in Smash ever, plus the Inklings and Ridley made an appearance, and that brings the roster up to 65. And me and my friend over here believe that he's going to add probably like 5 more characters to make the roster an even 70.
Yeah, either that or, you know, I don't think there's that many extra characters that he could really think of to add unless, you know, he's going to do more guest spots and things like that.
I think, from what I've heard online, it sounds like there's going to be a couple, like maybe 1 or 2 more guests, and then I think he might pull from like maybe other franchises, because Nintendo does still have other franchises that aren't their main. We don't know, but they got to show off the gameplay. We got to watch a tournament. That was really good. And yeah, that was pretty much it for the conferences. And then after that, we had E3 itself. And I didn't have a chance to watch all of the stream events, but I did watch some. They revealed Dead or Alive 6 right before E3. I'm very hyped about that. It looks good. I got to see some gameplay of that, and it was just awesome. I got to see like Jan Lee haymaker like Kasumi twice in the face, and it was like, oh my god. I was like, oh dude, you could feel, because he hit her, she hit the ground, and she like tumbled too, and I was like, oh damn, like you could feel the hit.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what else. I mean,
Devil May Cry 5.
Devil May Cry 5.
That looked amazing, even though it was probably gameplay trailer mixed with reveal trailer, but I think they said they're gonna reveal more stuff, or it's gonna be playable at Gamescom, so that means by August we might have people actually playing Devil May Cry 5 and telling us like what the mechanics are and how we feel, because Nero lost his Devil Bringer, his arm, and
you just reminded me, they showed off Wolf Cyber Chaos. Is that what it is?
Yes. No, Chaos Metal Wolf, I think it's called.
Yes.
That is a famous FromSoft game where you get to play as the president of the United States in a mecha suit fighting his evil vice president Richard Hawk.
I can't wait for this game.
Hello there, Michael. How you doing? The festive people of New York City are frantically running for their lives. It's like Mardi Gras.
I will definitely be picking that game.
Oh, if you pick that up, we could probably do like a one-off or something, and or we could try and stream it. I don't know if you guys be interested in that. But
they also showed off Mario Party.
Yes, they did show off a new Mario Party.
Because I saw that they have Mario Party online.
Yes, Super Mario Party is what it's called. It is going to be the latest entry. You get to finally play as Bowser, not as like a protagonist role. He's actually in the party this time. And from what we understand is each character gets their own special dice now that have different stats. From what I saw during one of the tree houses, Mario had like a 0, I think like a 5, a 6, a 5. Peach had like 3 4s, a 0, 2, and a 6. So those dice give a little more personality, I guess. I personally like it because I love Bowser in the Mario universe, so I always like playing as him whenever he's in.
I'm trying to think of what else they showed off. They showed off the Three Kingdoms game for Total War. I'm not unimpressed. I think it's interesting. I think it's going to be a cool game, but I don't trust, Creative Assembly enough to, be like, go get it. I have to wait and see. I'd even have to wait until after it's probably put out to truly play it.
They also talked about Fist of the North Star, Lost Paradise. That's coming from Japan. That's made by the guys who made the Yakuza series, and I believe they did a poll back in, I want to say when they revealed the game, and asked if people would like to see this, and maybe like Valkyria Chronicles 4 or Valkyria Chronicles 2 or something. Good on you, Sega. It's nice to know you're bringing the game over, and they also showed off English gameplay of Valkyria Chronicles 4. They didn't show off the English dubbing yet. I kind of hope you'll be able to do audio of the game because some of the Japanese audio I like a little better, but I've only heard snippets of the English audio.
They showed off collector's editions for Soul Calibur.
Yes.
And they showed off one for Valkyrie Chronicles as well. I know they're 2 different titles, but I know those were 2 big games that they showed off for them.
I know Soul Calibur gave us a story trailer, and it looks like it's taking place between Soul Calibur 1 and at least probably the latest Soul Calibur 3. Some of the screenshots you can see, they have like Cervantes, they have Astaroth, so some people seem to think like they're confirmed. We don't know if they're going to be...
They might be confirmed, but they might also just be DLC later.
Yes, because we also found out that there's a season pass, and in the season pass there's going to be 3 fighters, and then there's going to be 1 exclusive fighter to the season pass. They could do that, and the game's not coming out until October, so we have a decent amount of time for them to show off the rest of the cast, because they're still missing a decent number of people, because from what I counted on the screen, they're going to have like 23 or 24 characters, and I think only maybe just half have been revealed.
Yeah, I think almost 12. We'll see.
Yeah.
But that pretty much was E3, wasn't it?
Yeah, that pretty much was E3. It was better than last year's E3.
Helped generate a little bit more hype.
I guess, but I guess if I was to give this year's E3, I'd say it was good. Like, I enjoyed the game announcements. I wish some of the press conferences were better than what they were, but all in all, I can say that I honestly enjoyed this year's E3 for at least the games.
Yeah, I think they offered a decent amount of stuff, and I think that's what made it good. I wish there was a little bit more in depth with some of the things, and we could have gotten, more time with it, but that's more of a, a time constraint than anything else.
Yep, and with that, guys, we're going to call an end to our E3 2018's impression video. I hope you liked it. I enjoyed having my friend Dragon Man with me as usual.
I always enjoy being here to do these.
And I always enjoy having you. Also, let us know in the comments section what games we didn't bring up that you liked at E3 or what surprises you or what games you're looking forward to in the coming months and year. Personally, like I said, the only thing I'm really missing was anything on Final Fantasy VII Remake. I can live with that now. There's always TGS.
Yeah.
If you want to check out my friend Dragon Man's channel, I'll leave a link in the description down below so you can give that a look. Please share this video around. It helps spread the word of the channel. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button if you feel like it. And if you do subscribe, please feel free to click that lovely little bell button. It lets you know when my videos go up so you guys don't have to guess.
But you guys have a great day. Let's rock!
Iki Tosen.